Hello students, this is Mr. Damiani, and today we're going to be looking at lesson 7.5 in your Go Math workbook, and this is located on page 381. The topic for today's lesson is evaluate algebraic expressions and formulas. So in 7.4 we looked at 7.3 and 7.4 we looked at writing algebraic expressions and identifying parts of algebraic expressions. Well, today we're going to focus on working with evaluating them, meaning we're going to substitute in some values and come up with an answer. So how do you evaluate an algebraic expression or formula? We're going to be going through a process of substitution and following the order of operations. To evaluate an algebraic expression, we will always substitute numbers for the variables and then use our order of operations to solve. You're going to see a pretty clear-cut process. All right, please follow along as I read the unlock the problem here. Amir is saving money to buy an MP3 player that costs $120. He starts with $25 and each week he saves $9. The expression 25 plus 9W gives the amount in dollars that Amir will have saved over W weeks. So he has $25 to start, plus he saves an additional $9 per week, which is 9 times W. Which operations does the expression 25 plus 9W include? Well, I noticed that this includes addition and multiplication. In what order should you perform the operations? Well, we're always going to multiply, then add based on PEMDAS. All right, question A. How much will Amir have saved after 8 weeks? So we're going to evaluate the expression for W equals 8. So we're going to start by writing our expression. We are then going to substitute in 8 for W. So we'll have 25 plus 9 times 8. Then, following the order of operations, we are going to take care of multiplication first. 9 times 8 is 72. 25 plus 72 is 97. So Amir will have saved $97 after 8 weeks. Part B. After how many weeks will Amir have saved enough money to buy the MP3 player? So now we want to know how many weeks does he have to save to end up with the total of $120 or more than $120 in order to be able to purchase the MP3 player. So make a table to find the week when the amount saved is at least $120. So if we tried 9 weeks here, we would go 25 plus 9 times 9, which is 25 plus 81, which is $106, which means he saved $106. If we used 10 weeks, so W equals 10 now, that means 25 plus 9 times 10, which is 90. 25 plus 90 gives us 115, which means he would have saved $115 here. Week 11, well, 25 plus 9 times 11 is $25 plus $99, which gives us a grand total of $124, which is a total money saved of $124. So Amir will have saved enough money for the MP3 player after 11 weeks. And you'd have a little extra, all right? $4 extra. Maybe there'd be some tax or something along those lines. All right, so let's go ahead and move on here. So go ahead and turn to page 382, and we're going to look at example 1 together. Evaluate the expression for the given value of the variable. So we have the expression 4 times the difference of m and 8 divided by 3, where m equals 4. So we're going to start always by writing the expression. Always write your expression. Always substitute in. Always solve using order of operation. Write that down. Squeeze it in. Here we go. I wrote the expression. I have 4 times m minus 8 divided by 3. I'm going to replace or substitute m and 14. Here we go. So I have 4 times 14 minus 8. Take care of your parentheses first based on order of operations. 14 minus 8 is 6. Now I have 4 times 6 divided by 3. Based on our order of operations, we take care of multiplication first because it comes first from left to right. That gives me 4 times 6 is 24. 24 divided by 3, a grand total of 8, which is my final answer. Let's go ahead and look at part B now. I see our expression might be a little more complex here because I have an exponent inside my parentheses. My process remains the same. Here is my expression. Here is my value. Let's drop this value into our expression and crack the code. Write the expression. Check. Step 1. Substitute 4 for y. So I have 3 times 4 to the second power plus 2 in those parentheses. Inside the parentheses, I'm going to take care of exponents first, based on order of operations. So I'm going to underline 4 to the second power. In my mind, I'm thinking 4 times 4, and I drop in my 16. Notice I carried the parentheses down because I'm not done with them yet. Now I'm going to take care of the addition. 16 plus 2 is 18. And notice that 3 gets carried all the way down until I use it, which I'm going to use now. 3 times 18 gives me an answer of 54. All right, and error alert. Remember, exponents. This is 4 times 4, not 4 times 2. All right, do not make that common mistake. All right, let's move on down here. You're going to see that this evaluating expressions and evaluating formulas are really the same process every time. So recall that a formula is a set of symbols expressed as a mathematical rule. This is a set of directions. Our job is to substitute into the formula and find our missing value. We use this with the distance formula back in chapter 6 and the area of a rectangle formula. And now we're going to be using the perimeter of a rectangle formula. So we have the formula P equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, which will give you the perimeter of the rectangle. What is the perimeter of a rectangular garden with a length of 2.4 and a width of 1.2? So I know right now that the length is 2.4, the width is 1.2, and I want P. My formula is written. I would have included P equals here, and we are going to substitute in. So I know that 2.4 is for L and 1.2 is for W, so let's substitute that in. 2 times 2.4 plus 2 times 1.2, and this is going to equal P. So P will equal whatever 2 times 2.4 is, which would be 4.8, plus 2 times 1.2, which is 4.8, plus 2.4. And if you add these two together, you end up with 7.2. So the perimeter of the garden is 7.2 meters. So following our steps, you always begin with your expression or formula. Then you substitute your values in and solve using order of operations. All right, let's get a little bit of practice in here. So go ahead and turn the page. And we are looking at the share and show on the top of page 383. And take a look at question 1 here and go ahead and evaluate that on your own. Answer those questions here. See if you can come up with an answer. Pause the video and then you'll compare your answers with mine. Thank you. Check your answers with mine here. And you'll notice I started by writing the expression because that is always step 1. I substituted in because that is always step 2. And then I solved using order of operations, which is always step 3. Those steps should probably be included in that nice, wonderful summary that you will be writing to go along with this lesson. Let's take a look at the directions for questions 2, 3, and 4. Evaluate the expression for the given value of the variable. All right, so if we have question 2 here, m minus 9 when m equals 13, what I'd want everybody to do, now take careful note, I'd want you to start with the expression, and then I'd want you to replace the variable and solve for an answer. Done. Nice and easy. Wasn't that nice and easy, folks? Go ahead and pause the video and try to complete question 3, and then we'll do it together and we'll see how it goes. Thank you. Pause it up. Don't forget to pause. All right, thanks for taking the time to pause the video here. We are going to start by writing our expression, 16 minus 3 times b. When b equals 4, we are going to substitute and replace 16 minus 3 times 4. Now, big common mistake here is students want to take that 3b and write it as 34. It is not 34, it is 3 times 4. Underline the operation, please. We got to complete multiplication before subtraction. Write your 12 in, and then copy it down. 16 minus 12, final answer, also a 4. All right, so let's try number 4. Go ahead and pause up the video here and take a look at the work for question 4. Thank you. All right, take a peek at what I have here. I substituted in the 6 for p. That's 6 squared plus 4. We're going to take care of the exponent first. And remember, this is 6 times 6. That's going to give me 36. Do not do 6 times 2 for 12, please. 36 plus 4. Final answer here of 40. Looking good. All right, go ahead and scroll down to the on your own section here. I'm going to assign 2 that I'd like you to work on. I'd like everybody to here to give question 5 a shot and question 6. And those can be 2 questions you include in your summaries for today's video lesson. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up, folks. Just remember, there's a process here that I want to see in those summaries. We want to see you write the expression or formula. We want to show the substitution and solve based on order of operations. Include that in your summary. Thank you, and I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, and we look forward to working in class. Goodbye.